Good evening, Packers fans. I am Matty Day.
I am Tommy Burns.
We are live from Stadium Drive. It is midweek following the NFC Championship disaster game. All of Green Bay and all of you are still coping with this. Us, we're doing all right. No, we're
reeling. I mean, we're not going to front that we're coming with everybody afraid, heavy hearts. We thank you for watching this because obviously this is not a lot of fun. This is not where we necessarily expected to be throughout the course of that game. There's a lot of questions. There's been a lot of finger pointing going on.
We're not trying to do any of that. We're not trying to tell you to get over this because it's going to take a while. There's been a lot written about the mistakes that the Packers made. Zach Cruz at Cheesehead TV wrote a great piece detailing no less than 21 mistakes the Packers made, any one of which, prevented them from putting that game away, potentially. So, go out and read that, man. I mean, go out and read a piece like that. There's plenty of stuff. We got a couple of questions. It's not like we're not going to talk about what happened, but this isn't going to be a what if hypothetical kind of show.
If this had changed, yes. If this, who was it? Sounds cliche, but we win as a team and we lose as a team, and the best thing that we can do is pick our sticks up and kind of move forward. So we're just going to do our best to
we'll just kind of try to close the book on that game. Not saying you got to be over it by the time this episode's done, but just there's only so much you can say about it, and hopefully we'll kind of do everything we can to tie that up here.
Absolutely.
I think I guess I just want to say off the bat, all season we've been sons of McCarthy. We're not saying we're not going to get into whether there were whether every single thing he did was perfect, but still in Big Mac's corner, big time.
Still in this team's corner. This was, looking at it and just appreciating it, this is a great team. We didn't get here because it was a fluke, and we didn't get that close because it was a fluke. And as we kind of talk about, perhaps we beat ourselves and we let things go, and it's the sum of all parts. And as we were kind of talking, and as again, everybody wanted maybe points to this and that and throw people under the bus, but one play didn't determine the outcome, but one play could have changed the outcome, and I think that's what hurts the most. And from when we were doing this from the beginning and seeing everything coalesce and the ups and downs of the year, I think knowing how far we came, I think that's why it hurts the most. And knowing that we were right there, but there is no sense in lingering or hating and again finger pointing on everything that could have been, because you just have to look forward and keep going strong. And I bless this team for that, because there's been a lot of things after the fact, people throwing pot shots, people behind the back, and a lot of that. But a big Sheboygan shout out that I want to give to is to those fans that went out to Austin Straubel Airport and welcomed home that team after that loss and everything. I mean, that's what Packer Nation is all about.
I just heard about that today, man. That's so cool. I mean, I haven't gone out to Austin Straubel since I was a tyke, man. But yeah, that's a big thing, and for them to welcome that team back, man. I mean, a hero's welcome, if you will. Loved this 2014 team. Awesome team. I think a lot of those guys really enjoyed being on this team. Big Mac enjoyed coaching this team. We sure enjoyed covering this team. It was a really cool year. So we're not out to hate on anybody. We're not here to even talk about what off-season moves to make or anything like that. So I guess
it's kind of a therapy session. It's kind of looking back, because I mean, the biggest pain that would be going on with this game is thinking about that Monday after the locker room, and you hear the players when everybody's cleaning out their locker, and guys looking at the chance that was and the chance that happened. And I guess that's what's the most pain, is that yes, we came this far, we got that close, and then it disintegrated right before our eyes. What can you do about it? What can we say about it?
There's yeah, that's like we said on Sunday. we tried our darndest to elaborate on Sunday, but I was pretty brain dead on that front. This is a game that doesn't have a glaring culprit. There's no GOAT, if you will. I mean, people trying to point out Brandon Bostic are clearly missing the point. Like I said, there are no less than 20 mistakes that this team made, and it was the fact that unlike these prior premature playoff exits where we got beat, like we got it handed to us, and you're hating this team for beating you. The team that beat the Packers Sunday was the Packers, and it's tough when you want to be mad at them because it's like a family member, man. You can get mad, but you still love them. That's what this little therapy session's all about.
It is. We're doing our best. We have our doctorate from a website that we found off a thing when we were young and got certified, and we could now perform weddings.
$33 each.
Yes, but so I recommend you go to that website. But and that's just the biggest thing is putting
Put it in right here.
Yes, there's the banner. Go to, but that's the biggest thing is putting this to bed. And I didn't sleep very good. I'm still asking a lot of questions, but again, what good is that to ask and everything? As we said, we're not salary cap experts. We're not going to get into what we think Ted is going to do because because exactly that's kind of what we want to say. There's plenty of time for this offseason. We do look forward to maybe kind of once the dust has settled a little bit more, because as you said, the corpse is still warm, but taking a looking back, because this was a special season. A lot of teams don't get this far, and there was a lot of good things that happened. And there was an interesting thing brought up on Tuesdays with Aaron that he brought up about the Spurs after they lost in the finals and the Ravens after they lost before this last previous Super Bowl, about what that means for the team. And you're a fool to think that there's no hope or that this couldn't happen again or that this was our last chance, because we have a great team. We have great fans.
Well, I give another shout out to Zach Cruz, because at his other job, Bleacher Report wrote this great article talking about the Packers' window being wide open for a couple of years, and not just saying, it's because they're really good, detailing it. Zach Cruz wrote a heartbreaking article and a heart-making article, but not in that order. So
let's flip the script and get excited. I mean, I'm getting the point where let's not be down. This is the most bitter pill to swallow in a long time, and you can go back against all those crushing playoff losses that we had. Everybody wants to talk about 4th and 26, which has been brought up a lot, and all that other stuff. But it's just like, put it in the trash. Let's go forward, because this is next year's team. Now it's 2015 Packers, and this is what we do, and this is what we're excited about. And we still have tremendous opportunities. We still have the greatest quarterback in the league. Anybody who here wants to point out and say that this person's at fault, or we need to fix this, or we need to fire this, like, go ahead. I would love to hear from you, but
fire Sean Slocum.
Yes, and that's something we can get into, and those things may happen in the next days. The one thing I did want to say is McCarthy was supposed to have his season-ending press conference today, but it was postponed to a later date because reports are Big Mac's brother Joe died.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Joe McCarthy in Pennsylvania, working out, young cat and everything. So,
wow.
It puts you in most perspective, and makes you see what's important and everything. But
okay,
it's on and up to next year. It's the next at bat, as they say. So I'm excited. There's no reason not to be excited. Screw what happened. Use it as a motivating factor. Use it as getting ahead and after it, because you can't just let this loss linger and just only take the negative from it. And that's what a lot of this has been. That's what a lot of the talk radio, a lot of the nation, recently the nation's been talking about.
Fire Dom Capers? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And fire McCarthy? I mean, there's outrageous overreactions going on. But that's, again, like, there's just, people want the axe to come down. I fucking want them to fix what happened. It's just not a quick fix like that. It never is, but I mean, they're just, I don't know. I think a lot of people made enough little mistakes in this game that they are going to come back personally motivated.
Yes.
And it coalesces as a team. And we talk about this great 2014 team. So many of these guys are going to be back.
Yes. It is. It's, shout out to Kevin, IT, and Ted, we trust. And that's what's going to have plenty of fodder to talk about all throughout the season and see what happens. But that's down the road. But there's a lot of reason to be optimistic, and there's a lot of reason to get back on our horse, and that's what separates us from a lot of teams. Why have we sold out every year? Why are we here, Packer fans? Why are you watching? Why have you been having trouble with this? It's because we're real and we're excited. And once the thaw comes and it gets back into training camp, we know what we have ahead of us. We know the team that we have. We know the opportunity we have. So don't get down. I was down. I was bummed. You were bummed.
Oh, dude, big time. I showed up tonight. It's bummed. But that's why this is therapeutic here, Packers fans. But be bummed. Like I said, take your time. I mean, this is gonna sting. I mean, like, I still shudder at 4th and 26. The Broncos Super Bowl loss. I mean, like
the loss to the Falcons at home.
Yeah, I mean they're way too plentiful. But don't turn on your team. You are gonna be so jacked on this 2015 team in like a month. Like, it's, I don't know.
This is why, just as you hope to have the Packers rise up, that's why we need to rise up and show that we're stronger than
the Seahawks fans.
The Seahawks
booing
fans.
their own team.
Leaving the stadium.
Sad. Sorry.
That's them.
Despicable if it started with an S.
That's them.
Yeah, dude. Be better than that, Packer fans.
It's not going to be easy.
Not right now, but
No.
it will be.
We got a lot of time, but it's still, as this process is, it's exciting to think about what still could happen, and there's a lot can happen. As you said on the She Said TV article, the window is wide open, and that's why we need to hedge all our bets and get back and watch the stadium and get back. Everybody's going to be railbirds again.
Dude.
Everybody's going to be blogging and tweeting and writing about it and everything, and that's what's most exciting, because we are still right in the thick of it.
We're going to be talking about Jaron Elliott having a monster training camp. No. We'll see, man.
Yeah.
But, I guess this was a tough loss. Players talking about they wish they would have just been blown out or even not made the playoffs or anything like that. But, this is we got to own it.
Yep.
Just own it.
You do.
Don't wallow. But this is now part of Packers lore, man.
Yep.
So, on that note, like I said, we are not going to talk a ton about. We're not going to get into next year.
Speculate,
off-season moves.
hypothesize, all that. There's plenty of time for that. There's no time for finger pointing. The biggest part now is still, as you get in the mood from around, is just owning it, and that's what we're still trying to do. I mean, we're not trying to say that we're in a position that just like, okay, we're bigger picture, that we know it's better, but it's walking forward with your head up and not letting that bring down or disintegrate the team or cause any friction or letting that stuff go. I mean, I was reading some tweets from the Pack the other day, and it makes a lot of impact in them hearing, because obviously the majority of haters that have come out, but the people that have come out in support has been the most impactful to these players, and seeing that, there's still love there, and I think that's the most important thing. So
Right.
This is not a regular episode where we have been talking about what last week means for this week, or what Aaron's calf is like, or what the news of the week is, or what moves been made. It's just in the here and now, and it's not a pleasant time. It's not a happy time. Wish we could be laughing a lot more.
Well, we'll be bringing some fire yet this off season. I mean, on that note, there's your 2014 season, but we might do like a more like fun look back at what we did on the show and stuff like that. Some of like the awesome people that came by and talked and or called in, and as we've been doing lately. I mean, we made a bunch of strides on the show this year. Thanks for being along for the ride.
We need to see if we can get Greg from Cali.
Anybody, man, if this somehow gets back to Greg from California who stopped by and talked to us, Which game was that?
Was after the game came back. Was it Pat? No, it wasn't. It was before Pats. It was
Carolina? No, I
Yeah.
think it was the Pats, maybe. Ah, shoot.
Yeah.
Greg,
We
from
will go back
Cali.
and watch. If
Hit
Greg
us up.
from Cali, if someone can recognize his voice and his face, albeit the web streaming quality and everything, but I mean, we love, and that's what kind of, you do have to enjoy because, again, a lot of teams are a lot worse off than us, and a lot of teams wish they could be in the position that
They'll
we were
tell
in,
you, a
even
lot
if we
of-
lost.
Those Detroit fans that came up after that one game were just talking about Green Bay fans. You get this every year. You don't appreciate it. Fuck that if we don't appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Call
Um,
this a first world problem or whatever
Yeah,
you will.
yeah.
But it's our resiliency that makes us strongest. It's what is often said. It's easy to show your strength in times of victory, but it's when you show your strength in times of loss. So
Did you just kind of refer to Detroit as like a third world team? I can get down on that.
well, the current situation. We won't get into all that,
shoot.
but
No, we do have some other fun stuff coming up for the off season. We're not going to be coming weekly, but keep on checking out the pages, and
we will keep you posted as things come up because there's no real off season, so there's going to be a lot to talk about, and Teddy's going to be doing his thing, and it's going to be exciting because it's in time, it's onward and upward. So
Teddy is in there right now. There are about 20 cars parked at Lambeau right now, and one of them is Ted's.
yeah, actually, he's probably not the only car though. He prefers his bike in sandals. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I saw him one time just pull it in here, and he was biking my thing and go, "Hey, Dad, love what you're doing." And it was just kind of, oh. So.
You saw him, dude? That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Just a fucking owl.
Yep.
Love you, Ted.
Uncle Teddy.
Well, we will be trying to bring, just some sporadic episodes. If there's big news, we're going to hit you with something. But otherwise, we're going to try to do some random shit. Some evergreen stuff that isn't so much about the Packers news of the day. Just about the team in general.
Seeing the forest as opposed to the trees.
I'd like to think that's really what we go for on this show
Yeah.
overall.
And we appreciate you walking through that forest with us, folks. And again, bigger picture, we want to, to the McCarthy family, condolences, and it's
Man, I had no idea.
family's the biggest, and Packers is family. So you know what? Just as you said, it's just like getting mad at your sibling or parent or whatever, but you still love them, and we're still gonna roll with it. And if you want to jump off the bandwagon, be my guest. See you later. Go to Seattle or something.
They know how to get on and off bandwagons there. But man, this is not saying the Packers are above criticism. We spent a whole season criticizing players. There's just no point. There's no point in this one.
Yep.
We're not going to do that yet.
Yep.
So, stay tuned, Packers fans. 2014 in the books. For Tommy Burns, I'm Matty Day.
For Matty Day, I'm Tommy Burns, and we have been
And always will be
live
from Stadium Drive.
Peace, friends. See you next time.
Peace. Hey. K15, baby.